Okay, so cryptocurrency is basically at its tipping point, right? We're getting Bitcoin ETFs, right? We have full countries adopting cryptocurrency. It's getting crazy, and it's pretty much solidified. Billionaires, people with credibility all over the world are jumping into cryptocurrency. Okay, so the point here I'm trying to make is that Ethereum doesn't really have that big of a stronghold dominance over the smart contract market. And I can show you examples of this and evidence of this. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. But look, Cardano clearly has features that Ethereum doesn't have, even Ethereum 2.0. We could already see what Ethereum 2.0 is going to come out with, and Cardano has superior features. So in this video, guys, I'm going to explain to you the strategy that Cardano has. I'm also going to be talking about the recent dip in Cardano's price and how it's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. We're going to go over some ecosystem developments, and yes, I can't believe this is happening, but it looks too good to be true at this point for Cardano. It looks like, seriously, they have this very smart path, and it's going to play out in a positive way. So I'll go over everything and more. Keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video, and today we're going to go over everything that's happening in Cardano. I'm also going to be talking about it's speculation, but we always speculate. Everybody speculates in cryptocurrency, and I see a bright future for Cardano. They have these specific features that are better than even Ethereum 2.0 that's going to come out in the future, and I don't think they're far away from Ethereum right now. Their actual market cap is not that small in comparison to Ethereum, and the fact that they've been able to get this far without any smart contracts working right now, without any infrastructure, without any TVL, and they're still this close to Ethereum blows my mind. Not only that, but their strategy and how they're attacking the world is superior, and I have never seen any other coin except for Bitcoin do this. Okay, so it's very interesting. This battle of layer one's very interesting, but I will say when it comes to decentralization, it's only, in my eyes, Cardano and Ethereum right now when it comes to decentralized smart contract platforms. I can't really put Solana, AVAX, or anything else because they're very centralized. Once I start seeing them become decentralized, then we'll talk about it. But right now, it's fairly clear. So if you appreciate this content, do us both a favor, like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the #1 cryptocurrency channel on the internet by quality. I talk about cryptocurrency, money, entrepreneurship, and I try to keep it as down to earth as possible and back up everything I say with as much facts as possible. If we come over here to ADA's price, you can see that the technical patterns are not really playing out too well, I will say. We had this massive dip. Cardano basically dipped more than pretty much every top 20 coin recent history with this massive dip yesterday. And this technical pattern is a descending wedge. So this is not very bullish in total. But remember, when I talk about Cardano, I'm thinking very long term because, again, they're still like top 5 and they haven't came out with anything. Let's look at some on-chain metrics. Now, this is probably the reason people are exiting Cardano. It's the in and out of the money. And what this basically means is this calculates the average price in which people have purchased Cardano, and then what's that comparison to the current price? Have they made money or have they lost money? And it looks like most people are in the money and they're just taking profit, right? 59.95% of the people are in the money right now. So of course they're going to do something natural like everybody does in cryptocurrency and take profit, right? So I thought that was interesting. Also, there's another point I wanted to make is we all know that Cardano is really, really decentralized and it's held by mostly retail right now. But don't get caught off guard, right? And when I make these videos, you guys know I try to keep a level head. I try to give you the pros and the cons to everything. I'm not going to just shill everything. I'm going to tell the truth. No ifs, ands, or buts, right? That's the most important thing to me is accurate information. And even though we have this retail adoption, it does not mean people are just going to hold forever, right? And even though we see, as you can see here, cruisers, people holding from 1 to 12 months on an uptrend, right? People are holding it for a year, which is a little bit longer of a time frame than most coins in cryptocurrency. This doesn't mean we're not going to have dumps, right? If we come over here, you can see that even when the smart contracts came out, there was whales that dumped. Look, large transactions, people with 100,000 or greater they dumped pretty much big time over here when they launched smart contracts. So don't use like that staking ratio that everybody talks about, like right here. Where staking ADA gradually moving up to 72%. Don't use that as a way to invest in Cardano. It's good to see it, but remember, I think the reason why this number goes up is specifically because it's easy to stake on Cardano. There's no lockup period. Someone can take Cardano out and put it in almost instantly with one transaction. So again, just have a level head when you look at Cardano and have like real reasons. But we see the ecosystem growing, right? We see more and more platforms adopting Cardano. This list is only getting bigger, right? The essential like Cardano list. This is like the real list, right? You guys can go look it up for yourself. Just getting bigger and bigger, and it's really exciting to see this, which brings me to my next point. Again, I said it in the beginning, but I kind of want to elaborate on it. Look, how are they top 5 with no TVL? Please tell me. Like, can someone tell me? That's crazy. That's like unheard of. Like, that's huge, right? So people obviously believe in it. The community is really big, right? And then when Plutus comes, right, when we actually have the rollout of real decentralized apps on the mainnet, right now they're kind of doing the smart contracts offline, which brings me to my next point. When they do roll out actual decentralized applications, it's going to be like one change of code. So like they're going to see it working, and then they're eventually going to migrate it over. We actually talked about timeframes too from the developers in my last Cardano video. I specifically said, hey, it's probably going to be around Q2, Q3 of 2022. And this is actually around the same time the Ethereum is going to have the merge. So very interesting. I think when this happens, the infrastructure it's going to be like this quantum leap of growth. It's going to be a lot of adoption very fast, for Cardano. And I think being that it's top 5 right now, it has a really, really good chance in 2022 of defeating Ethereum, as long as everything works, right? I really hope, they're doing some work in the back end. They can get it out by 2022 before the merge. And, again, once TVL comes, once the liquidity comes, we've seen it time and time again with every other blockchain, all the users come and adoption and all that great stuff. Now, this is really big, and I've talked about it before, but I want to highlight it again. Charles Hoskinson has taken over, okay? He's doing something very smart, because most people in cryptocurrency think that it's a zero-sum game. Most people think, oh, it's either this smart contract platform or this smart contract platform, and both of them can't, survive together, right? Most people think that it's like, they have to take away dominance from Ethereum for Cardano to win, and it's not really the case. What he's doing is basically moving to countries, in some cases, that don't even have telecommunications or internet, right? Which is super smart, because there's this whole population of people that haven't adopted crypto, and he's thinking like 2 layers deep by going to populations that haven't even adopted the internet yet. I want you guys to think about that, because there's billions of people on planet Earth, even to today's date, okay? And maybe if you haven't traveled before, you wouldn't know this, but there's so many countries on Earth that they don't have any infrastructure on internet at all. And it's funny because, China had this labor shortage, and I've talked about this in other videos as well, and they decided to go to Africa for the same reasons, because if you look at developed countries and underdeveloped countries, it's very simple. If you want a product to thrive, you want to go and get it out into the underdeveloped countries. So when it becomes developed, you get all of this value. And this is what Cardano is doing, and they're doing it very well. You see him over there in Zanzibar, which is like, this is recent, very recent. And he's signing these deals, right? He just said he signed an MOU, which is basically a memorandum of understanding. He's getting these contracts signed. He's getting Cardano integrated into Africa. I want to be very clear. This is a long-term play. This is not short-term at all. It's going to take a while, but it's a big-time power move, and I don't see any other coin doing this except for Bitcoin with a legal tender in El Salvador. But no, I don't see Ethereum. Maybe I'm missing it. Leave a comment below if you guys seen this, but this is power moves right here for sure. And then, like I said, look, if you haven't traveled the world, there's a lot of countries that do not have any type of like internet or telecommunications. I'm going to play this video here, and it kind of highlights that for you guys so you can see it for yourself.
Hicho kipindi nilijihisi niko mpweke na nikajihisi niko peke yangu katika ulimwengu, yani kifupi ikawa sina connection. Kwa hiyo nilijihisi kwamba nimepungukiwa kama kiungo katika mwili wangu, yani kama mguu au mkono uliotoka, kwa sababu simu ndo kila kitu, mawasiliano, family, friends.
Lengo la World Mobile ni kuunganisha watu ambao hawajaunganishwa kimtandao. Shara, nikiwa mdogo nilikuwa napenda sana vitu vya umeme hivyo, kushikashika redio kikileta shida kidogo kuviangalia mwenyewe kama hujapeleka kwa fundi. Kitu kinafanya mtu awe engineer mzuri, kwanza apende. kutoka kwenye moyo wake hiyo kazi ya engineer. Hapo ndo anaweza kaweka juhudi na akajifunza akawa engineer mzuri. Kutengeneza kitu ambacho kimekuja kilikuwa akifanyi kazi na mwisho wa siku kikafanya kazi, nilikuwa najisikia furaha, kwa maana naona kabisa kwamba kazi ninayofanya ina mafanikio.
Ni wawili tunapiga site ya solar, and Dunia you're doing Rodhani, Ahmed, Khalid you're doing Darajani. So are you ready? WMC.
Teknolojia inahitajika kwa sababu ni mfumo wa mawasiliano. Shuleni watu waweze kusoma kutumia teknolojia, kutumia internet online. Kuwa connected kumenisaidia kuweza kujiendeleza na vitu tofauti hasa kusoma online.
World Mobile believes in connecting those that are not connected. And for those that are connected, give you a better service at a much more affordable price. I'm passionate about what I do because I get to see stuff created. When you get to the end product, that is what I live for. The future looks bright. The blueprint is in the works in terms of what we're doing in connectivity. And we will replicate this.
Connection ni kitu ambacho kinaleta watu pamoja. Kuna yani unafanya unakuwa happy, unakuwa family, kwa hiyo inaongeza marafiki.
So you get the point. There's billions of people not even connected to the internet. And he's attacking that, which is a great thing. And, you know, being that we have this with Charles Hoskinson, it's not a zero-sum game. He doesn't need to take liquidity away from Ethereum to flourish. So that's pretty big. And I think on his Twitter, we actually saw him climbing a pole. Yeah, he's climbing the pole to... So is this a sign, you know, like, how he's moving is really smart. I think what he's doing is really, really smart. We don't need to take liquidity away from Ethereum. All right. So in other news, we have some developments coming over here from DC Spark. Basically, what DC Spark is doing is they're creating side chains, and they named it Milk Ometa. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but they're making it easy for EVM projects to migrate over to Cardano, basically. And you can see we are extremely proud of our team. Big milestone achieved for Milk Ometa. You guys are going to make fun of me. Leave me alone, okay? Moving ADA from Cardano testnet to their testnet. So it's working. Also support for Solidity smart contracts working. So Solidity smart contracts onto Cardano working. Take liquidity away from Cardano. And this will allow, you know, Cardano to take away liquidity from Ethereum as well. So they're growing in ways where they don't need Ethereum. And then they're also, you know, doing the same thing everybody else is doing by making Cardano EVM compatible. So big stuff here. You know, I just want to highlight it very briefly. You know, Ethereum has issues. To be honest with you, I know a lot of Cardano people are hyping it up. And I've seen some other YouTubers basically saying every time Ethereum has a hack, you know, it's a bad thing for Ethereum and it's a great thing for Cardano. Well, how do we know that, right? And even though they use the extended UTXO model, it does not mean that Cardano is going to be perfect and not hackable. I just want to be clear with you guys, because a lot of times these hacks are not even like code based. It's not even like, it's an economic exploit. So from a logical perspective, from someone that's not a Cardano maximalist and, you know, someone that's not going to just shill you BS, okay? This is a bad thing for everyone. This is a bad thing for all of DeFi, not just Ethereum. That's not the way it works, okay? I just want to be clear with everybody, because I know there's a lot of Cardano videos. And, you know, of course, Bitcoin never came back to its dominance. And I don't think Ethereum's ever going to get back. Right now it is. But I don't think it's going to ever get back to its superiority of what? It got up to like almost 30-something percent, 31%. And that's continuing to fall, especially with other, you know, layer ones happening right now. We see Binance is centralized. So it doesn't matter if they get TVL in the long run. We notice a trend with decentralized organizations achieving dominance over everything. So these centralized platforms, they're going to get eventually weeded out. We also see that clearly people want cheaper transaction costs and faster speeds, because the amount of people that are moving over Ethereum bridges is increasing. This is like almost an exponential growth curve. People are moving over to Harmony bridges, Solana bridges, Polygon. People really want off of layer 1 Ethereum. So this trend can continue into Cardano if they can get this infrastructure out. We know Solana is centralized. We know it's not going to last in the long run. And if we look at, again, just some more on-chain metrics, and I showed this in my last video, you could just clearly see a trend off of Ethereum layer 1. You could just definitely see it. And the transactions are definitely not happening on Ethereum specifically anymore. Binance Smart Chain and Tron have more transactions than Ethereum. So it's just a clear kind of like the world needs better, transactions. They need it cheaper. They need it faster. We need a solution for it. But in this solution, you don't want to sacrifice your soul, right? You don't want to give away decentralization, which is Cardano's big positive, right? Not only that, but Cardano has this feature when you're staking, there's no slashing involved, right? So if you're a malicious actor on Ethereum, you can actually get your stake slashed. And if you're delegating to the stake, and they are malicious actors and you delegated to the wrong stake, then you can get your money taken and slashed in half. Also, Cardano is so decentralized, you can run a stake with a Raspberry Pi. You don't need huge computing power. I know when it goes to Ethereum 2.0 and proof of stake, they want you to be able to run it off a laptop, but being able to run off a Raspberry Pi is crazy. Cardano's clearly more decentralized than a lot of platforms. Probably not Ethereum. I think it's Ethereum is a little bit more decentralized because it's more adopted, but it's getting there for sure. And it's by far more decentralized than any other layer 1. Not only that, but Cardano has the features of the UTXO, which is supposed to be the most secure. We don't know for sure, but there's benefits to this, right? Besides security, which is basically one that's really big that people sleep on is right now, if you send an Ethereum transaction, they give you a rough estimate of what the cost is going to be, number one. So you don't know what the Ethereum transaction is. Not only that, but if it fails, there is no refund. Cardano's not going to have these features. If you send a transaction, they give you the exact amount it's going to cost before you send it. And if it fails, they refund you the transaction fee. So I want you to think about a bank, right? For example, there's two banks. One of them, you're sending money over to Africa or sending a remittance, and they're like, I don't know what the transaction fee is going to be, and if it doesn't go through, well, you're going to lose your money. And then another bank where they tell you up front, which is like a standard right now, like if I send money, you need to tell me exactly how much it costs. Like you can't just BS me. And I think this is where Cardano comes in a very, very big strategic advantage. They're integrating into whole countries. They're attacking it from a different perspective. And they're also creating adoption mechanisms to pull liquidity away from Ethereum. They've been able to achieve top 5 market dominance in the whole entire world by market capitalization, without any infrastructure or any like decentralized exchanges. Once that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if it's really a serious competitor with Ethereum. So in the long run, Cardano's bullish. Now, for me, I'm not selling any, but I'm also not buying any until we get to this big support level here. If we get to this big support level here, maybe around $1.30 Cardano, I'll probably start injecting more liquidity into Cardano. So there you go. There's my buy call for you guys. That's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this, guys. Catch you in the next one.